With all the other development projects happening in Santa Maria, especially mixed-use projects, we asked Planning Division Manager Peter Gilli and planner Neda Zayer, why do we need to revitalize Santa Maria's downtown?
I guess the big broad question we haven't really asked yet is, why do this at all? There's been conversations about the future of the city, about mixed-use places, communities built around commercial areas, kind of like what's happening on Arabia Road and that stuff. Why is the downtown important at all?
Downtowns are the heart and identity of cities. If you think about, in your own mind, the places you like to visit or the cities you like to go, think about the reasons why you want to go there. For the most part, it's because of their downtowns and the feel and identity that their downtowns have. If we just take San Luis, for example, because it's a neighboring community. I mean, when you think of why you want to go to San Luis Obispo, you don't think, oh, I want to go there because of the Home Depot and Target and Costco that's out on Los Osos Valley Road. That's not a reason you want to go to a community. Those things are necessary because you need somewhere to shop and buy your toothpaste and your home goods and things like that. Yeah, very necessary. But they're not going to create an identity or a feel or attraction to a city. And we've heard that a lot, why even try downtown, focus on Arabia with Enos Ranchos and Crossroads. Well, yeah, those are great shopping resources for our city, but you're not going to put your kids in a car and drive over to Crossroads and say, hey, honey, let's, hang out here. That's not an experience. And whereas downtowns are your experience destinations, they're where you want to go and have some frozen yogurt, eat some food, go into a shop, hang out for a while, and feel like you live in a city where you have an identity, you have something to do, you have an experience and activity, which is why we believe it's so important not to give up on our downtown. It's great what's happening out on Arabia, our community needs it, but that's not going to solve the question of what is there to do in Santa Maria. Yeah. And so we need to continue to work in our downtown to create that experience. Now, is downtown going to be the retail hub of Santa Maria? Probably not. You're probably going to go out to Arabia to do your shopping for those needs, but it can still be the experience destination. It can be the wineries, the breweries, the specialty stores, the restaurants, the salon service areas, and that's kind of what you see happening in downtowns everywhere. Because the retail market is changing. People are buying things online. The shopping experience is changing altogether. And so downtowns, the focus needs to be, it's an experience to come, which is why we're focusing so much on making it an attractive, friendly environment so you can come and have that experience.
Yeah, and along the same line, everywhere has a crossroad. Every city has one. The Enoses and stuff, they all have those shopping centers. Every downtown's unique. The downtown is really what people identify with as what their city is. Why are we doing this? Well, one reason is when we had that outreach meeting, a lot of people came. And a lot of people said, yes, maybe downtown isn't where it needs to be, but it's still worth trying to get there. So clearly, that's one reason, that there's a push from the community and a desire of the council to do it. There's nothing wrong with the community choosing to not want to invest in their downtown. Every community can make their own choice like that. Sure. Our community has spoken. With the outreach meeting, with the hearings on the plan, there's the interest in turning our downtown around. Also, there's shopping centers. Nowadays, they're being designed to be much more attractive, much more friendly to walk around because they're trying to pick up on stuff and keep people there. But in the end, shopping centers are just owned by shopping center owners, and they're there to do one thing, and that's the retail market. A downtown is really it's community. So much of it is streets or public properties, spaces, public spaces that the community feels this is part of our ownership.
Right.
We have activities and festivals.
And so, and once again, downtown Santa Maria already has a lot of those. There's the Grapes and Grains. There's a lot of the parades on Broadway that either start or end in downtown.
Sure.
So it's not like this is new, but we are recognizing we need to do more for downtown because once again, when people look at their list of reasons to come or not, it seems like their list of reasons not to come is larger. We just want to chip away at that, get that to change. More people come downtown, more activities, and it's also an economic development asset because a lot of the companies who want to choose where they want to locate, they look at a variety of things. One of the things is, does that community have something for their employees and their families to want to do?
Right.
And so there's reports that startups look more at things like that rather than, well, how are the regulations there or what are the fees like? They look more like, if I locate here, are my employees going to want to live here and raise their families here?
Right.
And so a downtown's a big part of that because when people look from the outside, if you're looking to operate a business, you're not necessarily saying, do they have this nice big shopping center with huge parking lots? You look at, well, do they have this downtown with activities and things for people to do? And so it's a wide range of things. So it's in our best interest because our community wants it. It's in our best interest because of economic development and we want to attract more companies and such. And so across the board, it's a plus.
Great. So it seems like the main focus of this whole effort is really bringing in people, making the city and its people part of it.
Yeah.
So when are we going to start those outreach efforts?
So the first wave that you're going to see is going to be for the streetscape plan. We're on a timeline with Caltrans on that. It's expected the meetings you should be seeing happening at end of winter, beginning spring. In the fall, we're going to be working heavily on hiring our consultant and getting things in order to launch that outreach. I highly doubt that anyone can say they won't hear of a meeting that's going to be happening in their neighborhood. As part of the grant funding and what we're focusing on, the biggest component of it is public outreach, because we want what we experience at the community meeting is the community has lots of things to say, and we want to hear what their feedback is because we want the downtown to be driven by what the people want and not just by what a private developer wants or just one person wants or even just what we want. We want everyone to feel like they've had a hand in coming up with the strategy of moving forward.
That's a very important point because if you read through the downtown plan, you will not see a lot of specific ideas that either the planning department or the city decided we're going to impose on downtown. It's very general because the process of figuring out what is actually going to happen is going to be as we implement it. With the streetscape plan, there's also a lot of properties in downtown that are controlled by the city, some of which the city may look at turning into a development option. Even on those cases, there's going to be involvement of the public on how would you feel if for example, there was a building at the parking lot, at the Town Center West parking lot on Broadway. The idea is have retail or restaurants on the ground floor and above, housing, office, whichever the market is going to support. Because if it's office, then you are adding employees to downtown, which is good. Lunchtime crowd, even dinner crowd, more activity. If it's housing, you're adding the weekend crowd and the dinner crowd and such. And as you said earlier, the focus of the plan is people. We can bring people downtown with activities. We can also bring people downtown by having development that has employment or housing options. So there's a wide range of options, and there's going to be lots of discussion on exactly how things line up. But big picture, when the plan just got kicked off, we wanted to have that event, to get the ball rolling. We were so pleased with how the community came out. The first event, people were parking so far away and walking a long way to get to it. and that was great because you do that in downtowns. You don't do that in a regular, commercial, parking lot.
Fight for that first part.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go to that, and if you don't see it, maybe you don't go to the store.
Right.
But if you're in a downtown, you're like, yeah, I have to walk. I might have to park here and walk a little bit, and people did that, for the event, and so we love that worked out this first year. It's going to be even better next year, and we're going to continue to do things with the outreach to just get people excited about downtown, because when it comes down to it, every person who comes to Downtown Fridays, comes to a downtown business, moves their office or improves their building in downtown, they're all taking important steps to incrementally get our downtown stronger. And it's going to take lots of those small steps.
If all goes according to plan, Santa Maria's downtown could have new life. Watch its progress and find out how you can be a part of the effort at SantaMariaTimes.com, and follow Logan B. Anderson on Twitter. And watch the next installment of our Santa Maria Sit Down, available tomorrow, SantaMariaTimes.com.